Well, it's no open secret around here that I am a big Indiana Jones fan, and that has crept over into my collecting and my passions for pop culture. Never got to work on Indiana Jones toys, but boy, have I collected them, whatever they'll put out. And that's kind of the thing. Indiana Jones isn't exactly an evergreen brand, so when stuff comes out, you got to kind of snag it because, well, movie years tend to provide us with more product. And I love getting Indiana Jones stuff. Heck, I even use their Jeep just to store extra weapons for my Star Wars figures because, it's what Indiana Jones Jeeps are good for. Now, honestly, one of my favorite iterations of the Indiana Jones property is the Disneyland ride, which is really all like encompassing. I mean, it really immerses you. It's a very immersive environment. And I was in high school when it came out and spent a lot of time on this ride with my best friends from high school, decoding all of the hidden messages and, just getting to actually live an Indiana Jones adventure because, when you're lucky enough to live around the corner from Disneyland and season passes are 99 bucks. God, they were so cheap back then. All right. So, regardless, Indiana Jones toys, like a British animal, is far and few between. We get them in movie years. Back in the 80s for Raiders of the Lost Ark, we got the Adventures of Indiana Jones line, which gave us our 3 and 3/4 Star Wars compatible figures. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, my favorite. And then for Last Crusade, we got Bubkiss. Nothing, not a toy. It's amazing how things were just different then. I mean, you would absolutely have a toy these days, which is what brings us to now, this movie year. I mean, those old toys, especially the Temple of Doom ones, no wonder they go for so much. All right. So fast forward to the next movie, Crystal Skull. We got Hasbro getting the license, and the first mass retail line we had since, I guess, Temple of Doom, which wasn't that like large of a line. But Hasbro gave us basic figures, Hasbro gave us deluxe figures, and Hasbro gave us figures on tanks. See how I did that? Okay. So we're in a movie year again because, what's the new movie? The Dial H for Hero, Dial D for Destiny. Movie year, which means we get product again. So yay for Indiana Jones fans. And this time around, Hasbro's focusing on the 6-inch scale. 3 and 3/4 has kind of gone away. And as a toy collector myself, while I do have specific lines I collect, like Marvel Legends X-Men or Star Wars Classic Trilogy, with 6-inch, I like to get the whole world of pop culture. And my Indiana Jones love has basically been represented by one lone figure there in my 6-inch, quasi 7-inch shelf. And yeah, why this guy here, I think his hat fell off in the previous picture. So it's the closest thing we've ever gotten to a 6-inch Marvel Legends-esque Indiana Jones. It came from the theme park line. It was preceded by this one, which was a 5 points of articulation 5-inch line. It was okay, but it was the only Indiana Jones toys we got in, 15 years. So I did scoop these up, but I think, they haven't exactly been my favorites. The sculpts were okay, but, compared to the drought of Indiana Jones product, this was awesome. Yay, 5-inch figures with 5 points of articulation. Well, then came along the sort of Marvel Legends approach. They put out both a Raiders and a Temple of Doom version, which I still regret not getting the Temple of Doom one. But these weren't in scale to Marvel Legends. They kind of looked that way on shelf, especially because they came with bases, much like the early Toy Biz Marvel Legends did, which was a contemporary of this. But you can see the scale is off. It's a 7-inch figure, basically. But it's been a placeholder, waiting for that 6-inch Indiana Jones figure. You can see here the Disneyland figure on the right and Hasbro Han Solo on the left. The scale difference becomes pretty clear. Although, the figure does have the advantage of having a removable hat. New hat. All right, so now fast forward to Hasbro's new Adventure series, which is now hitting shelves, and I found Indy the other night and scooped him up. So I figured, hey, since it's just hitting, it'd be a good idea to share comparisons and reviews of this figure with fellow collectors out there. Now, the face sculpt is better, but well, at least it's not what we got last time in 3 and 3/4. That's not forgivable. Ever. And, while he comes in the standard box, it's now a closed box, and, God, I had to spend $25 on this figure. I mean, for $20, no-brainer. So, like I said, 6-inch proper, looking at him next to the old 7-inch figure, the old one actually looks in scale with She-Hulk here, who's technically 7 inches because she's, a taller character. So you can see them back to back. I think that I've got Peter Parker behind Indy there. So, all right, here they are all spread out, and I'll throw in Demo Man for, because you always got to throw in Demo Man. And I don't know, some other green figures. Why not? We're doing green figure comparisons today, I guess. So, yeah, as far as a 6-inch world, works great. Completely fits in, and here he is next to other guys with jackets, and again, totally fits in, works with an action figure environment, and yeah, you can clearly see now the 7-inch figure standing out as a pariah, not working. And here he is next to another Harrison Ford figure, so you can take a look at the improved paint ops we've gotten with the new what I call the Kodak Moment photo real face painting. Indy's a little glossy, which kind of bugs me. But he's 6-inch, the scale is right. I just wish I could have seen it in store to pick the one I wanted. Accessories include your standard idol, which adding to my ever-growing Indiana Jones toy idol collection. So this one's obviously in scale for 6-inch. And then you get 2 pieces of the build a arc. Now the extra hands, you'll notice they pop out, but they've reversed the male-female to Marvel Legends, where Marvel Legends has the male part on the hand. This time it's the female part's on the hand and the male part is in the wrist. So guess you can't swap around Marvel Legends or Black Series hands for the Indiana Jones hands because they have the opposite attachment. One cool thing is they came in this little, their standard little baggie now, but they actually put print on the baggie of kind of an Indiana Jones map. So, I mean, it's like South America and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Like, never done that before with the Black Series or Marvel Legends with the new packaging. All right, so that's him compared to the previous Indy, and then, of course, the 3 3/4. You're just talking about a scale difference, but, it's obviously a brand new sculpt. It's been 10 plus years. Here he is next to one of my favorite Indiana Jones toys, Kermit, which has also, kind of been a placeholder for having an Indiana Jones toy for all these years. And then finally, there's the 12-inch, I think that's the Sideshow figure. I only own like 3 12-inch figures, and of course, one of them is Indy, which I love. Speaking of which, reminds me that the new one didn't come with gloved hands. All right, so if you want to look at the comparison in sculpt between Sideshow and Hasbro there, again, not bad. Hasbro, a little glossy. I feel like the eyes could be a little bit more, I don't know. They look good at different angles. Some angles, it does look a little wonky. Some, it looks perfect. It looks just like Harrison Ford. What it doesn't look like is the packaging, I'll tell you that. The face sculpt does not at all look like the illustration that's on the outer box. All right, so I'm excited that Hasbro is doing 6-inch for Indy. It's, something that does have limited appeal overall, and I think that really just comes from character selection. But it's perfect because it's not an evergreen brand. It works in a movie year. So let's get out as many 6-inch figures in this movie year as possible while the brand is hot again, because who knows when we'll get another one. I mean, I'm all over that Club Obi-Wan version. I mean, that's awesome. And I'm glad that they're, using shared parts and maximizing tooling, because you need that for longevity. But just make it happen, Hasbro. Make it happen. Hope you enjoyed this quick look at the new Indiana Jones Adventure Series 6-inch figure. Let me know if you have any other questions about the figure in the comments. I'm always happy to answer them, and topics are always excitedly welcome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, the best way to support this channel is to share this with others. Thanks.